Hello, my name is Chris Short, and I'm here today to talk about Stamp Out Cancer. It's an annual fundraiser in our area that raises money for cancer patients and local cancer centers and research. My wife, Stephanie, and I were asked to participate in this year's annual fundraiser, and we said, absolutely. Unfortunately, these days, we all have a story about cancer. Ours ranges from Stephanie's dad and grandparents to my grandma and aunts and uncles in between, but today I'm going to talk about a cancer situation that has been evolving, and I'm not sure this story is over yet in my childhood neighborhood. I grew up in a small town in Montgomery County. The town's called Litchfield, Illinois. The whole county has a population of 29,000, so very small. The closest cities, if you will, are Springfield and St. Louis, Missouri. This is one of the many bus stops in our neighborhood. Whenever I was a kid, we had a lot of kids. It was a wonderful neighborhood to grow up in. Yes, that's me with a tank top and high-waisted shorts there. I'm not sure what my mother was thinking, but that's okay. Thanks, Mom. But the story of cancer, I'm going to start with Matt and TJ Schaefer, shown here. Now, this was my childhood home, and Matt and TJ grew up just a few houses north of us there with their parents, Don and Vicky. Vicky was a neighbor of all neighbors. She took neighborhood children in like many parents did, like we were their own when we were running around. Vicky was born in 1951, and these are a few great pictures of Matt and TJ growing up with Don and Vicky, and Vicky with her grandchildren there. In 1998, Vicky was diagnosed with colon cancer. Fortunately, in a bad situation, Vicky was able to get some new medical treatments, and she fought that cancer for 20 years until she passed this August at the age of 67. Thanks to the medical treatments, she was able to see both of her children get married, meet her two grandchildren. Very sad situation. Our neighborhood story doesn't stop with Vicky, though. Just catty corner from us was Maria. As you can see, Maria has the smile that'll light up a room. Maria was born in 1969 and would go on to marry Doug Storm. They had two beautiful children together, Adam and Peter. In 2002, Maria got some bad news. She had a mole on her back. She had removed a couple of times, and it was had some strange characteristics. And it turned out to be melanoma. It was a very aggressive type of cancer. 2005, Maria passed away. She passed on December 14th. The day that stands out to me in this whole situation is the day of her funeral. Now, I didn't personally go to her funeral. Her oldest son was 6 at the time, and he did not want to go to the funeral, and you can't blame a kid. He kind of understood what was going on. So myself and Krista and Kyle, a couple of my friends, were tasked with babysitting him for the day. So we took him to get some food, McDonald's, Play Place, anything to keep his mind off of the idea that mom's not coming home, which is a tough thought. Vicky and Maria's cancer situations and passings rocked our neighborhood, but didn't stop there. See, whenever we were kids, we had a little hole back here in the fence, and Deer Hollow was essentially part of the horseshoe and vice versa, and Roberson Road was part of our neighborhood too. We all kind of ran together here. One of the kids that grew up back in Deer Hollow was Cassie. Cassie was a beautiful young lady, a good friend. She was the youngest of 4 siblings, the Horrocks siblings, and that's her with her brother Austin. And Austin and I were the same age, and Cassie was a couple of years younger. Cassie and I went to SIUE, and it was the summer of 2008. We were on summer break. Cassie was at a baseball game with some of her friends, and she had a headache, and her vision started kind of getting funny. She thought, I think I need to get out of here. They left the Cardinals game. She went and had some testing done. Unfortunately, there was a tumor in her brainstem, and it was cancer. She was diagnosed in 2008, the summer of 2008, with brain cancer. It was stage 4. It was very aggressive. It was in the brainstem, so it was hard to operate on. Cassie had a tough battle. She went out west for some trial drugs with a lot of hope that something would work. Cass passed just 2 months before her 21st birthday. Had a lot of life ahead of her, lived a good, clean life, great person. You ask yourself why. she didn't ask why, she just battled it, but we all did. And it's tough to come up with a reason. Cassie hit me hard. She was a good friend. But again, unfortunately, that wasn't the end of it. See, all of us in this area, folks that know us, they know that we're much of the neighborhood's more of family than friend, really. And those of us that know the Shorts and Skinners know that we're as much family as we are friends as well. And Beth was like an older sister to me. See, Beth was born October 25th, 1983. My brother, October 29th, 1983, just 4 days apart. The two older siblings from our families, they were like brother and sister from the beginning. She was like an older sister to me. Beth went on to live a good life, much success in her workplace, beautiful family, great husband. Beth was breastfeeding their youngest, Sonny, and she noticed that she had a plugged duct, and that happens whenever there's a breastfeeding mom, but she couldn't seem to get it to work out, so she went to see her doctor. He said, "I think you need to go see a specialist," and whenever she did, the results weren't good. In 2016, Beth was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. See, the breast cancer had actually laid flat against her chest, so it didn't come out, and it wasn't lumpy like you would normally see. And with the breastfeeding going on, it complicated matters a little more. By the time they got to it, it was 9 centimeters, so almost 4 inches. And Beth was in for a battle, and she took it on the chin, and she was ready to go for that battle. She lived a clean life. She researched it. She studied. She also went out west for some experimental drugs. She did everything she could. Unfortunately, Beth passed in July 2017 at the young age of 33. Now, Beth, just days before her passing, my brother was standing there with her, and she was on hospice, and the future was not looking good for her situation. She looked at it and she said, "Billy, you have to believe, because I sure do." And that should be all of our mindsets. No matter what our map looks like, no matter how much it's affected us, there's a cure out there. Beth knew that. I know that. There is a cure out there. It will happen. You have to believe. Painted a bit of a bleak picture here of our neighborhood, no matter how great it was to grow up in. We've been through some times, but unfortunately these are just 4 of the wonderful women that I highlighted. There's many others. Dave and Thelma Fleming. Thelma passed away at the age of 59. Dave, just this last fall, passed away at the age of 78. Demi Adam, Maria's mother. Put yourself in Demi's situation here. Maria was diagnosed in 2002. She was in stage 4 cancer battle. Demi gets the news that she has cancer as well 2 years later, just 1 year before her daughter passes. Talk about a tough situation. Katie Peasel McIntyre, she grew up across the street from Cassie. She's a sophomore in college, 2005. Friend says a spot on her leg looks a little bit funny. She decides to get it checked out. Thank goodness she did. Stage 2 melanoma. She's went through. The cancer is gone. She has a wonderful husband, a beautiful family, living a great life. Now, this is just part of our neighborhood. There are others in here, unfortunately, that have been diagnosed with cancer as well, that have battled it, are battling it. Think about this. This is 1 square mile in Litchfield. Litchfield's 1 town in Montgomery County. Montgomery County has some of the highest cancer rates out there. It's a tough pill to swallow, but we can do something. We can help. This is just our neighborhood. There's more in Litchfield. A few examples. Faith Hartzell, look at that smile, ready to take on the world. She passed at the age of 9 from cancer. There's still a great group of people out there keeping the faith. Follow them on Facebook. They do wonderful things. They get the message out to smile, to keep the faith. There is a cure. Mark Seifert, great guy, volunteered a lot of his time to the community. He passed away this year at the age of 50. Young son, young daughter, loving wife. Another tough one. Alicia Grosenheider, done so much for the community, for the cancer foundations around here. She had a long, hard battle. She never stopped smiling the whole time. She said, "This is my story. I'm going to tell it how I want to tell it." She battled to the end. Passed away this fall at the age of 52. Leighton Peasel, the cousin of Katie. So Katie down here, her first cousin Leighton, passed away this year at the age of 19. Another guy ready to take on the world. Talk about a life he was set to live. These are all tough situations. And through all these, I asked myself, how can I help? I'm not Aaron Brockovich. To me, maybe a little Aaron Brockovich-y here. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to personally cure cancer, but I know there's something I can do. So how can I help? Well, awareness, I believe, is number one. Tell your story. Look at the Katie Peasels of the world. If she would not have gotten that spot checked, what could have been? She was so fortunate to catch it. Go out and get mammograms. You know, like Beth, she was a healthy young lady that had no idea anything was wrong. Go out there and get checked. Do the preventative steps. And of course, like all things, cancer treatment, prevention, research isn't free. So support via funding is great. That's what the Stamp Out Cancer fundraiser is all about, raising money for those who are ill and those who we can prevent from becoming ill. So what I'm asking in this video is if you're able to make a donation, your monetary donation, always a blessing. If you don't just want to give your money to somebody for nothing, I decided I was going to run a marathon in January, no matter how out of marathon shape I am. And that's an opportunity. For every 1 mile I run, you can donate $1. That's $26 that goes to the cause. You can donate $10, $262 that goes to the cause. Just share our story. Get your story out there. That is great support as well. All proceeds from our fundraising go directly to Stamp Out Cancer and thus Montgomery County Cancer Association. They do wonderful things. They work to find a cure. They're helping those that are battling this disease. They're helping the families that surround them. They even give patients rides to appointments if they're going to miss a treatment and they can't get a ride. So they do a lot of hands-on great stuff. Go check them out. Stamp Out Cancer, Montgomery County Cancer Association. Pause the video. Check out their websites. Good people doing good things. No matter what comes from this video, thank you for sticking with me. I know it's a long video. So on behalf of myself, Stephanie, the people of Montgomery County, and especially those affected by cancer, thank you. Thank you for watching our story.